There were two plays in the Chiefs-Jaguars game that were not called pass interference, and both of them ended up becoming controversial because of the opinions of the ESPN broadcast booth, and particularly because of the opinion of rules analyst Russell Yerk. Let's see what happened on those two plays and see if we can figure out what had the ESPN broadcast booth so up in arms. We're going to start in the first quarter with 4:07 to go. It's a 0-0 game, and the Chiefs have a 3rd and goal at the Jaguars' 2-yard line. Mahomes is in the shotgun. He's got Noah Gray to his left, and he's got 3 to his right with Kareem Hunt in the backfield. He sprints right, throws a pass to Kelsey, who catches it for a touchdown. So what the controversy was here on this play, if you're going to watch, is the Chiefs run a pick route. They're going to have Juju Smith-Schuster come in to pick off Kelsey's defender. Kelsey's going to leak to the flat. And if you see here comes Juju to pick off Kelsey. Kelsey comes out in the flat and scores a touchdown. Now, what the controversy was here on this play, aided by the fact that initially a flag was thrown before it was picked up by the officials, is that you are allowed to block within a yard of the line of scrimmage. So within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, any contact, regardless of whether a pass is thrown, is not going to be pass interference. And so the question arose, was this within a yard of the line of scrimmage? If you see where the ball is snapped, the Chiefs have the ball at the 2-yard line. And so we're looking here at the 1-yard marker. You see Juju Smith-Schuster come, plant, and set a pick. And his feet, even by the admission of Russell Yerk, he's about a yard right there at the 1-yard marker. What Russell Yerk's argument was that the actual contact he felt like happened more than a yard from the line of scrimmage. Honestly, that's quite hard to say from this. First of all, we're not looking straight down the line of scrimmage, and neither was he when he was making this determination. So if you're going to try to extrapolate the line based on the angle here, it's going to be really hard to tell from your vantage point. We're looking at somewhere around here, from this angle, whether that happened within a yard or not. I mean, this is really, really tight. And the thing that bothers me about this play is not that some people can disagree and say that they thought maybe it's past a yard. It's that Russell Yerk or anybody can be definitive that they think this is pass interference. I mean, this is right at the line. Like, is it possible he's a couple inches, maybe a foot or two over? Yeah. Is there any way to say that from the broadcast or from the All-22 tape that it gives us this angle? No. So I have no idea why everybody is up in arms as if this was so obviously a penalty. And is this what we want from the NFL? That if something is like really, really close and hard to tell, we want the default to be that they throw a flag? The analysis of this just doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't understand how a rule analyst in this situation can be so definitive. He's, by the rule analyst's own admission, he said his feet are planted right there. Is there a little bit of a lean? Yeah, but like, are you sure that that's more than a yard? And if you're not sure, you want a flag to be thrown then? Like, you think that's the right way to handle this? I don't know. I just honestly feel like it's almost bordering on irresponsible for the rules analyst to be so definitive here. Now, you'll see from the end zone cam, then it's really hard to tell, right, the depth. I don't know. I don't understand why in a national broadcast you would be this definitive that you feel like it's clear that this is pass interference, where we're trying to judge something looking from an angle over here, trying to judge if, like, where exactly that 1 yard mark. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't understand. Well, I do understand, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, why Russell Yerk and why people on these broadcasts are so definitive, but to me it's irresponsible. To me it doesn't make any sense. You can have the opinion that this may or may not be pass interference, but if you think you're sure either way, I don't know what to tell you. I think you're just kind of confirming your priors or just trying to start controversy. Now let's move to the next play. We are now in the fourth quarter, 13-12 to go in the fourth. The Jaguars are up 21-14, and they have a 2nd and 7 at their own 15-yard line. Trevor Lawrence has 2 receivers to his left. He's got a receiver and tight end to his right, a running back in the backfield out of a shotgun. He takes the snap, drops back, throws, and it's intercepted by Trent McDuffie. The Chiefs get the ball back and a much-needed turnover. So, what was the issue on this play that drew people up in arms? It was the collision right here between Jaden Hicks and Washington. So, let's take a look at this play. The Jaguars are running a slant flat concept. So, they've got Washington running a slant, and they've got a flat route here by the tight end. Now, typically, as Kurt Warner mentioned on Twitter, when you have the slant in press and you have off coverage on the flat route, the move for the quarterback is to throw the flat, because the jam, the press, tight coverage on the slant with the off coverage here, with the two of them running past each other, it creates a pick. And so it makes it more likely that this flat is going to come open, as happened, right? If Trevor Lawrence throws this to the flat, he's got a natural pick set up here. Like, this is and if he had thrown this to the flat, all Jaguars fans and people who, were interested in the Jaguars winning this game would be calling this incidental contact, because you have a receiver trying to run his route and a defender trying to get past the receiver to cover his man, right? And it honestly kind of looks like Washington is trying to set up a pick. Like, look at him square up here. He squares up right there. I mean, if anyone is trying to sidestep, watch Jaden Hicks's movement right here with his feet at the end. He looks like he's trying to move to his right and get around, and you'd kind of expect the receiver to do the same thing in order to avoid an offensive pass interference call. Like, this is what it kind of looks like. It looks like he's trying to set a pick. And a point that Ben Baldwin also made on this is that the contact, I mean, it's really close, but Ben Baldwin was trying to argue that the contact happened before the ball was thrown. I feel like it's really bang on that one. It's kind of hard to be sure. But if that is the case, this is within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and so that would actually be legal contact. In any case, the rule in NFL operations states that if you have incidental contact when both players are competing for the ball or neither player is looking for the ball, to me, this is very clearly a case where neither player is trying to make a play on the ball here, right? Like, Washington, if anything, he's either running his route or trying to set a pick. And Jaden Hicks is trying to get over to his man. And they kind of like play a game of chicken and end up running right into each other. Hicks, at the last minute, to me, very clearly is trying to sidestep here. And the added bit here that I think is very important on this rule is it says, and this is right from the NFL rulebook, it says, if there's any question whether the contact is incidental, the ruling shall be no interference. And again, to me, this is a situation where it is unclear enough that I don't understand how one can definitively say that this was an attempt to prevent the player from making the catch. In this situation, if you're a defender, I don't think that you think Trevor Lawrence is going to throw the ball to this guy. I mean, this is who Jaden Hicks thinks that the ball is going to be thrown to. I think this is why he's trying to get around and get to the tight end, because from Hicks's perspective, like, he's open. They've set a pick. They got him off his man. And then the part of this play that's hardest for me to understand is, why did Trevor Lawrence throw the slant? Like, where... Like, as he's making his decision to throw right here, this is what he's seeing. Maybe he thinks that Hicks is going to get around him, but I don't know. Like, the flat is the throw here. You have off coverage. You have a natural pick coming in. The pick ended up happening, and it resulted in an interception. I feel like this is a good no call. Like, you had two guys running into each other. It wasn't clear that one is making an attempt. I don't think either of these guys honestly thought that that the ball was going to Washington. I don't think Washington thought the ball was going to get to him, being thrown to him. That's why he squared up. That's why he made like he's setting a pick. Neither of these guys thinks the ball is coming to him. Neither of them is playing the ball. To me, this appears to be incidental contact where, especially Hicks is trying to get out of the way. I think it's a good no call. And like the rule book says, if there's any doubt, one shouldn't call interference. So it makes this response or this analysis by Russell York very confusing. Let's take a listen.
And now here they are at the 5, first and goal.
Now again, I just can't understand, just like the first play, I don't understand how the rules analyst Russell York can be so definitive here. Like, this to me looks very much, again as you watch Jaden Hicks from here, like Hicks is trying to avoid the pick, slide by him. It doesn't look at all like Washington thinks that this play is coming to him. He looks like he's trying to set a pick. And as the rule book states, if there's incidental contact when neither player is looking for the ball, which I feel like, again, is fairly clearly, it seems like both players are trying to get to their spot, then this is not pass interference. And if there is any question whether contact is incidental, the ruling shall be no interference. That's a direct quote from the rule book. So at the very least, I feel like as a rules analyst, you'd say, like, it's a little bit of a gray area. It's not very clear. Like, if they had called this pass interference, like, can you see it? Like, yeah, I guess. Like, they ran into each other. It doesn't look great. But you can understand, like, this is a guy in man coverage on the tight end. This is a route that's coming in underneath as he's trying to go. It looks like he's trying to get, the offensive player's trying to pick him. And he does try to sidestep at the end. Like, I feel like I don't understand. Well, and like I said on the first one, I do understand. Like, I really think it's as simple as that official controversy with the Chiefs sells. And I think, in general, criticizing the officials sells. And I think that's all it is. Like, I think it's not as fun for people to be honest and be like, these are really close calls, and I can understand one having one opinion and one having another, but ultimately, like, the refs viewed this as incidental because both guys are trying to get to their spot. He's trying to run his slant. He's trying to get to the tight end. And they ran into each other within 5 yards, pretty close to when the ball was released. Like, it's possible the ref viewed that as before the ball was thrown. Like, I can understand why that call is being made. That doesn't sell as much as that was a huge missed call, look at it favoring the Chiefs. And I think that's all it is. I think that, unfortunately, like, this is the level that analysis has come to now, whereas instead of trying to understand the right answer or try to get things right, people are just trying to say what sells. And ultimately, it just doesn't make for a good viewing experience because the viewers just look at it like, oh, things are corrupt or things are messed up. And to me, both of these non-calls are very explainable, and it's just unfortunate that we don't have analysts that are able to explain this properly to fans so they can appreciate the game.